So without much ado, I'm inviting our giant, the former and the past 1975 school prefect, continue clapping, to come. Yesterday he started an idea with us. Continue clapping, clap like you have hands. So that you can also, all those that clapping, please, you don't want to come back. You think you have finished school 50 years and you are coming back to your school. Clap. So that 50 years, in fact, you'll be living and living well to come back to your alma mater. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I want to briefly complete what I was doing yesterday or before the power went off. And I was then talking of our Father Brown competition. I don't know whether you still have Father Brown or you changed the name. We don't, in GSS, we don't say Tom Brown, we say Father Brown. And it was just a food competition, but it was keenly pursued by every house. And so the competition starts by houses. Every house will go through their program. That was the first Saturday morning for the first year students. Every house will choose their champion, and then they come down to the downstairs dining hall to do the final competition. And my friend who won that year, Frimpong Manso, I asked him a question. They serve you your Tom Brown in a plate, and then you hold it, wait for the bell to be rung, and as soon as the bell went, his plate was up, he's finished. And I asked him, what was the trick? He said, observation. He observed that the first person to get his serve will have enough time to cool his Father Brown. And then secondly, you tend to cool it by rolling it in your plate. The more you roll it, the more Tom Brown will get stuck to the plate. So you will be left with just a little to drink. So, as soon as the bell went, his plate was up, it was empty. And it was a record. And I don't think anyone was able to beat it. But it was just full. And we're so happy that we won. Those days, everything that we did in this school was like competition. We have to strive to be our best. I was in Einstein. In front of the block, we had a garden, and every garden, we want to be our best. Laying your bed for inspection on Saturdays, you want your bed to be the best. So we had this inbuilt feeling that our second best is not good enough. We have to, in our studies, our best is all that is important. But with this competition, it's not like everyone is against each other. There is solidarity. We grew up being close together. And I will tell you maybe one of my low points when I was here. Form 3, we had a new teacher. And this teacher, I will say, anything you do, he will call you Mori. And so you will know what his name will be. I'll let you just imagine. We went to a class. Those days, before we go home for the long vacation, they give us our textbooks for the following year. So during the holidays, I had a time just to go through my books, the maths book, and I was able to finish it by myself. Those who were doing modern maths, so it was written in a way that you can teach yourself. I was so bored. When he asked us to go to the next page, as soon as I turned my page, I said, angles in solids. For me to read the title of the topic, he was upset. Then he asked me to leave. Because I've already finished the book, I didn't have a problem. I packed my things and left the classroom. But that is where the whole thing turned around. The rest of the students said they didn't see the reason why he should ask me to leave the class. So they are also leaving. And that's the solidarity. So he asked that they should go and call me back. But by the time they finished with him, I've already reached my house. I was going to get ready, change, because after that subject, we had our woodwork subject. So I was going to change so that I'll get ready to go to the workshop. So they looked for me, they couldn't find me, and they went back and said, look, we couldn't find him, so we are also leaving. And they all left. That is the solidarity we build here. You look after one another, even though we are competing to present our best in everything that we did. And then the other thing I want to, although I was talking of this teacher, but there were also good teachers. But among them, there is one, Akwesi. He was a shady character. I will just leave it like that. One morning he came to class, Akwesi was upset so much. Why was he upset? He had an argument with the wife, and the wife has packed his things. And you see, sometimes things happen to you, you start talking even if nobody is listening. So Akwesi came to class and he was talking, and he made a profound statement. What he said was that she's not the only bird flying over the seashore. And although it was about him and the wife partying, that statement tells you that when a door closes, there is going to be another door opening. You see, recently there has been a case where a guy committed suicide because the girlfriend left him. You see, if you go by the principle of Akwesi, that girl is not the only girl flying over the seashore. So from this, you should always be prepared. There is going to be up and downs in life. But remember, there will always be a new door opening. So we learn from our elders. You see, there are teachers, they have walked the path that we are walking. Like we are standing here, 50 years ago, I walked these streets. And so I know what you're going to experience. And so pay attention when your teachers are talking to you. And finally, I will say, yesterday when we were doing, we saw that it started with a prayer. Although DSTS is not aligned or affiliated to any church, our Christian worship was the best. We had a very strong scripture union, and our year group, if I can say, we have about 10 reverend ministers. So we paid attention, we did our best, utmost best with our studies, and at the same time, we also followed our Christian life to the best of our ability, as God will allow us. So this morning I'm saying, you are walking through this school, it is not by accident that you here. You are here for a purpose. And you have to, when I say you are here for a purpose, I remember my days. I was just a tiny little student. And there was this guy, Porty, Emmanuel Porty. He was I would say the terror to the Form 1 students. But one day he came to me and he said, look, you weren't brought here just to be sleeping. You came here for a purpose. You have to study. And this boy, though he was that, he followed and made sure I put in effort in my studies. So the seniors here, what I would say, you have to act as mentors. You have to shepherd the little ones to the extent that they will come to a standard that they will no longer need your help. This is what I'm saying for the seniors, although we will talk a lot. For you, the seniors, mentor the little ones so that they will achieve the high standard of GSTS. Thank you.
All the hands.